One of the things that we do a lot of in our class space is design thinking, which is just something that we get from Stanford School of Design. And one of the phases that happens is the first one is to define what the opportunity is and also identify the specifics and also prototyping. So also just in addition to this, it's just adding to make like the librarian space where it's the first place for inquiry and also this first place for prototyping. Inquiry is to say, okay, I have this problem. What are the resources that I use? Who are the people that I need to connect with these things? What are the supplies that I need to be using? And also just to prototype in practice. So, hey, I've done this prototype. I've used these resources. What are the things that I need to modify? You know, how has this been done in the past? What is some way that I can use information to inform how I fix this in the future? So definitely putting that into the way of learning and thinking of libraries as lab spaces with this information that's being curated is a really, really great way of looking at that for libraries in the future.
Everyone in this room, we have a special obligation to ensure the free flow of information and ideas to present and future generations. So we talked a little bit before about how information can just be disappeared. It's the modern version of book burning, right? So you've got to have somebody preserving those books so they don't get burned. You've got to have somebody preserving that digital information so that it doesn't disappear forever. But there's another piece of this that we don't often talk about in connection with what we do, and that's digital rights management. Digital rights management is the lock that locks down our content that we get digitally, that we license digitally. So to me, I think digital rights management is one of those primary things that we should be focused on as a challenge to our ability to preserve information for future generations.
So I think libraries are able to save people a lot of time by curating resources that provide insight into certain knowledge areas. Libraries have the breadth and the depth of knowledge to be able to really choose these resources carefully and guide people's understanding of whatever topic it is. We really do live in an interconnected world, and that interdependency can either be a positive interdependency or a negative interdependency. It's certainly a time of change as we get used to it, but we have to realize this interdependency is here, and it's up to us to make it be positive or negative.